Okay, Jeanette, is it okay if we have a seat at your table?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now, again, my job is just to come out and go through the information so that the company knows I actually came out and seen you. They asked me to do a real quick survey, and then I'll tell you about our program. Now, it's Jeanette, last name's Hale, right?
Yes.
And are you looking for a plan for just yourself, or are you looking for a family plan?
For myself.
For just yourself, okay. And then, what's your current age?
51.
51. Okay, and then do you have any children?
3.
Okay. And then, what was we found that most of the time people that send in this card is typically because something happened, maybe someone they know passed away or someone they know got sick. What was the main reason that you sent in the card?
Just so my children don't have to worry about my funeral expenses.
Okay. And I'm sure you've attended a funeral, you've been to a funeral in the past?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just recent.
Was the most recent was for family?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have any idea what the cost was at all?
A little bit, yeah.
What was like a rough estimate? You know,
it was probably about 10,000.
about 10,000. Okay. And then now, if you were to pass away, who are you going to put in charge of your arrangement someday?
Probably my son.
Your son? Okay. And what's his name?
Adam.
Adam. Good. He's got a great name. Okay. Perfect. Now, do you prefer for traditional burial or cremation, or not sure?
Traditional.
Traditional. Okay, and then now, are you aware that Social Security, they only provide $255? It's been the same since 1952.
I just found that out.
Yeah.
This past night.
Yeah, and it's only if you qualify, so it really is kind of a joke.
Yeah, she didn't even get it.
Yeah.
Didn't get it.
Do you think that's enough, given how expensive funerals are today?
No.
It's kind of a joke.
Pay for anything.
No one ever says yes to that one.
Well, she didn't get it anyway. That's what I was
She didn't quite
She didn't
qualify
have a
for it.
husband, or
Didn't qualify for the benefits.
her children don't get it.
Well, now, your current arrangements are, how do you intend to pay for them? With savings, insurance, or not sure?
Some savings.
With some savings. And now, do you currently have a funeral plan in place?
No.
No. Okay. And then, do you know the difference between regular life insurance and actual final expense insurance?
No.
Okay. And then I'll explain this to you as well. Now, you said you're looking for a traditional funeral. What would you estimate the cost is going to be closer to 5, 10, or 15,000 for what you'd like to do? Just as a real rough estimate.
Probably at least 10.
At least 10.
Yeah.
And most people spend on average between 8 to 15, somewhere in that range, depending on what you'd like to do. I can tell you about our program, and then we can see what you qualify for. Now, let me see here.
I'll probably get my glasses on. Should I?
Yeah, go ahead. You can grab them.
I forgot.
Well, take your time. I'm going to grab this stuff out of here anyways. Okay. Let me set this down here.
Okay.
Now, have you ever seen the Heritage Plan on TV before?
Yes.
Okay. Now, we're actually the nation's largest final expense company in the nation. We have one of the country's only fully assisted funeral programs. Now, what that means is we have 2 parts that go with our program. The first part is Lincoln Heritage provides you with all the funding. We give you a permanent plan where your payments never go up and your benefit never goes down. So the day that you start this, Jeanette, it's locked in. There are a lot of companies out there, and I'm sure you get the things from AARP and Globe Life and some other companies that sell their primary thing that they're offering is a term insurance. And what term is, most people don't realize is it's actually a temporary insurance. Whenever you hit a certain age, generally between the age of 70 to 75, somewhere in there, you lose all the money you paid in for all those years, and you lose all your coverage. So you're basically throwing it down, all your money down the toilet. For your funeral, you got to have something that's permanent that you know your son Adam can count on. That's going to be there. Don't you agree?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the first part. Now, again, this is a special program that's designed for people on a fixed income. So they did that to keep the payments, to keep your payments as low as possible. Now, that's the first part. The second part is I actually work for a separate company called the Guardian Society. That's a part of our plan. We handle all the funeral planning. Now, when we enroll you with Lincoln Heritage, you get a free enrollment to the Guardian Society as well. And it's typically $299 a person. You get that absolutely no cost. Now, whenever you receive your policy in the mail,
What do I mean per person? Just like if I'm doing it for me?
if you're doing it for you, yeah, normally they would charge you $299. We give it to you for free. There's no cost. It's automatically included with our program.
Oh.
Now, whenever you get this policy, you're going to receive the policy in the mail. You're also going to receive a funeral guide. Now, this is where you're going to list all your basic information, your vital statistics, which is your name, social security number, basically all the things that your son Adam's going to need when you pass away in order to get a death certificate when you pass. Then you're going to list any life insurance along with the Lincoln Heritage Funeral Plan. You're going to list any emergency contacts that you'd like us to get in touch with. Did you have a military record? Because we make sure you receive any military benefits as well. And then it goes into detail as far as what you'd like to have happen for your funeral. Now, this is where you can put, what type of flowers you want, any special music, maybe any special requests that you'd like your son Adam to know about. You list that in here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that information, we store it in our computer, and we're going to provide you and your family, you're going to get 5 ID cards. Now, this is so that when the day does come, all they have to do is pull this out, make one phone call, and we handle everything. Now, you said you recently been to a funeral. Have you ever had to actually plan one yourself? Mm-hmm. So you're pretty familiar with the process. What most people don't realize is that every funeral home out there charges different prices, and what happens is typically if something were to happen to you, let's say you have a $15,000 plan and you passed away, if your son Adam went to the funeral home, what they would do is they'd ask him for one of two things. They would say either you can pay us the money, some type of certified funds up front, or if you got a policy, you can sign it over. And what they'll say is, well, we'll take care of everything, and if your son signs over a $15,000 plan, how much money do you think he's going to get back?
None.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 times you're not going to get anything back. They're going to find a way to spend every dollar. Now, the reason that our program, why it's so special, is number one, we never tell the funeral home or the funeral director how much money you have to spend because it's none of their business. Now, whenever you do pass away, your family contacts us. We're open 24 hours a day. With one phone call, we're going to contact 3 local funeral homes in this area or whichever area you prefer. And we're going to come in and we're actually going to walk your son Adam through the entire process, let him know what your wishes are, but we're also going to come in and we're going to negotiate all the funeral costs on his behalf. Now, with the standard funeral, one of the biggest items, and I'm sure you know since you've done the funeral, is generally a casket. Last year, one of the most popular and the most sold caskets was actually the light blue 18 gauge steel Batesville casket. It's the one that has the hands clasped on it.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the most popular, and it's generally sold anywhere from $3,200 to $5,000. Now, we actually can get you that same exact casket, just as an example, for $1,800.
Wow. Because
we come in and we negotiate. There's such a high markup. The funeral homes, most people that pass away, the family doesn't know. They don't know to shop around or that the prices can be different. Some caskets have up to a 700% markup. This casket, they only pay $900 for it. So we come in, we negotiate it, and basically what we tell a funeral home is either you can lower the price, this price, and if you won't match it, we'll have one delivered there tomorrow, and we can get delivered for that price. Now, I just had a client that passed away. The one that the family had actually picked out was $3,200. We negotiated the price and got them the one for the same exact casket for $900. So it doesn't matter what you choose, we just guarantee you the cheapest price. The average savings on a traditional funeral is generally at least $2,500 to $3,000, somewhere in that range. And what we do is we pay the portion that's going to the funeral home to them. The remainder is going to go to your beneficiary, to your son. It's going to go to him. So any money that's left over goes to him. The difference and the portion that's going to the funeral home goes to them. But that way they're not getting the whole thing and spending all the money.
Well, my mom had insurance, and we still had to pay more money.
Yeah, and that happens all the time. So with us, because the Guardian Society negotiates everything, handles everything, that's not going to happen to your family. That's why this plan is so important. Now, how does that sound so far?
Like cost of living,
And they always, they always try and find a way to finagle more. That's why it's so important to have an advocate on your side that knows what they're doing, knows what things cost, and that can assist your family. Because the bad part is when you pass away, the most common thing that we hear at the Guardian Society is, the family says, I wasn't in the right state of mind. I could probably been talking to just about anything, and that's something that it's most comparable, most people, the price wise, to a wedding. Well, most people they might take a